love being a turtle.
This movie was my absolute childhood. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but edgy. So it's just called TMNT with a font so sharp you could slice your fingers on it. This movie was the culmination of my Ninja Turtles phase, I feel. Like that started way back in the day when I was into Power Rangers, when I was into Spider-Man. Like I used to watch the 2003 show religiously. Have you seen the 2003 show? It's like the best one.
1, 2, 3, 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
That opening song, it's like stuck in my head to this day. You know what else is cool? They changed the opening a couple seasons in, so the lyrics and visuals are different. Just the sickest shit ever. But you're not here for that. You're not here for the 2003 show. You're here for TMNT 2007. The movie starring Captain America, Captain Kirk, General Kenobi, and my GOAT, Nathan Drake. Hey guys, I deeply apologize for calling the GOAT Captain Picard, Captain Kirk. I'm very stupid. This movie's packed with star power out of nowhere. We got Sarah Michelle Gellar, Kevin Michael Richardson, and I wanted to dive back into this movie from my childhood because it had all these actors. It was a CG movie and it had so much influence that before in the cartoons they used to have just like white eyes for the 2003 version. And then in Back to the Sewers they gave them pupils again, like in the movie. The movie has so much going for it, so it can't be bad. Can it? When I announced that I was making a video on this movie, I got a couple comments that were like, oh, the Ninja Turtles? Dog shit. And I was just like, what? Like, I remember adoring this movie. I remember loving it a lot. Yeah, I found some parts boring, but I remember genuinely enjoying it. So I'm interested in seeing how it holds up now. Have I become a hater? Is the nostalgia that powerful? We'll see. Now, I remember being crazy hyped about this movie as a kid, but you know what hypes me up now? Today's sponsor, the one and only Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play mobile hero collection RPG played by over 80 million people across the world. It's got amazing PC quality graphics and billions of ways to customize and build your champions. There's just so many characters I think are awesome, and the game is increasing its roster with a brand new rarity, Mythical. A step above legendary champions, these new mythical champions have a new mechanic called Metamorph, which allows them to change between two different forms. It's like how I have two forms, me with short hair, and then I metamorph into a me with long hair. Mythical champions emerge from their metamorphosis with a new form, new skills, and a new look. And you can summon these mythical champions from brand new red primal shards in the portal, and a mythical champion's two forms both use the same artifacts, accessories, masteries, and blessing. So be careful when you're choosing how to use them. Essentially 2 champions in 1, these are the most versatile champions ever seen in Raid, so have fun. Now if you're like me, you love free stuff, and thankfully Raid loves giving out free stuff. It's a win-win now that Sun Wukong, Raid's take on the Monkey King from Chinese mythology, drops into the game. All you have to do to get this banger character is log in on 7 different days between now and October 23rd. So get gaming, use my link in the description or scan my QR code to get awesome bonuses. We're talking epic champion Drake and other stuff. So yeah, just hit the link in the description and I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, so let's go watch TMNT. Right from the beginning, fuck you. The music is perfect.
Genetically reborn in the sewers of New York.
I fucking love that song, dude. Oh my god. Not song, the score. The score is so good. Say what you will about this movie, but the main theme in this movie for the Ninja Turtles is perfect. To me, it's so iconic. Like, if you kept playing that over and over in like multiple Ninja Turtles media, that would be like the new main theme. Like, it's so good. It's also something missing from the latest film, Mutant Mayhem, by the way. They had no iconic theme in that movie. They just kind of play music, and like, that's cool, but I missed that from that movie. But this movie has a definitive theme that they play throughout the movie, and it's beautiful. So now we get a narration by Lawrence Fishburne. He's in the movie as the narrator for only the beginning, I think, unless I'm going crazy. And he goes through the context for who the Turtles are, what they faced before, including the Shredder, and that's the thing. The movie's technically a sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, although they're not at all, like, the same. The Turtles in this movie were samurai at one point. That's nuts. The narrator talks about past events and how the Shredder got his ass shredded, and that they will be facing an even bigger threat that's been like 3,000 years in the making, and then the movie becomes 300.
Nothing could stand in their way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So we get this shot of a warrior dude who led his band of brothers into, I guess, war alongside his army like 3,000 years ago. It's giving Zack Snyder. It's pretty cool. This warrior then discovers a constellation called the Stars of Kikin. And when they align, they shoot at a portal which has a ton of power. It's really vague and it's really boring. I can't even lie. This shit puts me to sleep. So the warrior becomes immortal once he, I guess, gets this power. But in doing so, he releases 13 monsters into the world, and his brothers and one sister turn to stone. Now the dude is immortal, he can't die, and he is still walking the earth to this day. Did you forget that this was a Ninja Turtles movie? I did too. Don't worry, it's about to come in. So before we get started, let me give you some insight. Okay? When I saw that people were saying that this movie was mid, I was like, what are you talking about? It literally begins like peak cinema. It's so good, even at the beginning. Like, people always highlight the Leonardo x Raphael scene. I don't know why I said Leonardo x Raphael. They don't have that kind of brotherly relationship in this movie. This is an insane tangent. You know when I was looking into Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the art from fans? That was when I first discovered that people shipped the brothers together. And I haven't been able to see that show the same since. Anyways, there's a bunch of scenes I love in this movie, and Leonardo's first appearance is one of them. Now, this is that scene. We cut to Central America, and there's these assholes who are running this protection racket, essentially just stealing from a village. And immediately, I have been remembering this movie with rose-tinted glasses, because the CG actually kind of doesn't hold up. That being said, kudos to this movie for not applying that Mexico/Latino filter to Central America. I'm very happy it's not just all yellow. Now, these criminals drive away, only to be stopped and taken out one by one Batman style by someone they call the Ghost of the Jungle. It's so friggin' dope, and finally, the leader is left alone, and then the dopest shot happens.
I'm not afraid of that ghost! What are you?
When they give the turtles white eyes, I get white in my pants. Sometimes I wonder why I'm doing this. And then we hear the leader's screams, and we assume that, yeah, Leonardo definitely fucking killed him. I was gonna write right after what I just said. Yeah, don't worry, they're alive. Like, Leonardo has them captured and they're like in like a rope or something. But no, they literally never show up again. So, potentially, Leonardo fucking kebabbed them. Here's the thing though, that's where it ends. We cut to April O'Neil looking into the Ghost of the Jungle immediately after, and upon rewatching the scene, I was like, what? That's it? I thought the scene was longer, and I remember Leonardo wearing like a robe, like a poncho with a hood on or something. And I was so confused, I was so sure we saw more of that fucking poncho. And that's when I realized that I was remembering the game. There is a TMNT 2007 video game, and I loved it. So this game ate, okay? At least to me. I'm pretty sure it's shit, but I loved it. I loved that first mission with Leo so much, I thought Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions ripped it off. You're in the jungle, you're going through rivers, you're wall running, you're killing tons and tons of goons. That's what I was remembering. Not just that, the criminals are also tearing apart the forest. Like, they are deforesting? Is that the term? So they're like a much bigger threat out of nowhere, and you're like running away from falling, collapsing trees as Leonardo. And his story arc ends with the village on fire. The criminals burn the village down, and Leonardo defeats all the criminals and saves what's left of the village with the entire town cheering for him. So yeah, maybe in my head, I was romanticizing this version of this movie. I don't think that's the right term. So I was a little underwhelmed. That being said, that's not the movie's fault. I still enjoyed this scene for what it was. We then cut to April O'Neil and... oh my god, bro! She is so fine. Why is she so... I swear, every time I'm like, I want to make a video about this movie or show from my childhood, I spot a new childhood crush that I had. Like, every time. There is no video where I haven't been like, yo, hold on. I had a crush on her. None exist. April O'Neil, maybe that's why Hope Griffin is redheaded. Maybe it all started there. Maybe I did that subconsciously. I don't know. Real quick, I forgot. Make sure to watch Interstellar Ranger Commence. It's an indie animated series by Browntable. A lot of people worked really hard to make this happen. 3 episodes in. There's gonna be way more episodes. So please watch it. Hope you enjoy it. That's all I wanted to say. Let's keep talking about the Ninja Turtles. So Baddie O'Neil is cutting through some grass. I'm joking. She's literally missing everything and cutting nothing. And she falls. She falls into this cave of some kind and is caught right at the last second. And this fucking shot, bro. Okay, I may have a little man crush on Leonardo. Okay, I know he's a fucking turtle. I know he's a turtle, but he's my fucking bro.
It's a long way from the city to just drop in.
If there is fans of Leonardo, I am one of them. If there is one fan left on Earth that is a fan of Leonardo, that's me. If there are no more people on Earth that love Leonardo, that means I'm fucking dead. Leonardo's always been my favorite turtle, so seeing him introduced in such a dynamic way is very pleasing to me.
What do you mean by that?
And I know after hyping it up so much that this is such a cool introduction that might be underwhelming, but listen, I don't give a fuck. And the smirk? Okay, bro, relax. Is he trying to rizz up April in this movie too? So in this scene, April's been looking around for ancient artifacts because that's her job, and she stumbles upon Leonardo because she's heard of like the Ghost of the Jungle rumors. And then we get a montage of what's happening with the rest of the turtles. And this is where one of my biggest gripes of the movie comes in, and that's that this movie is very much a Leo and Raph movie, and that's cool, I get it, but the movie severely lacks Michelangelo and Donatello. Like, they kind of do nothing for the entire movie, especially Michelangelo.
I'm smart.
Donnie's working in customer support, Michelangelo works as a mascot for birthday parties. It's honestly really goofy and works really well for the characters, and seeing Michelangelo get absolutely wailed on by toddlers is very funny. Why have the turtles stopped fighting crime though? I don't know. I guess it's maybe because Leonardo's gone, but it's definitely a little weird. But then we get to the main problem. Raphael, also known as my least favorite turtle. Fuck you! Yeah, Raphael fans, get fucked! I'm joking. But he actually is my least favorite turtle. He's just my least favorite out of the four. He's still awesome. That being said, being my least favorite, you'll have to imagine my disgust when Raphael beat Leonardo on that fucking rooftop. Little me was pissed. But to be fair, Leonardo won the first fight. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna stop complaining, let's get back to the movie. So Raphael has become a full-on Batman-like vigilante called the Night Watcher, who honestly wears a super badass suit of armor and chases down criminals. It's awesome. So Leonardo's the Ghost of the Jungle and Raphael's the Night Watcher. What could go wrong? Everything. So Leonardo doesn't want to go back home because he feels he's not ready. It's been a year though that he's been away, and April urges him to come back because his brothers need him. And honestly, listen, I think this movie's solid, but I have some gripes with it. We have this scene. Really great scene with Master Splinter talking to Donatello about how Donatello has to be strong when his brothers are weak.
If you don't learn to recognize this, then all hope is lost for our family.
And it's an awesome scene, and one would assume, with a scene like that, that's Donatello's character arc, right? Like, to be the glue of the family. But no, this line can be completely removed from the movie and change absolutely nothing. Like, Master Splinter is just gonna reiterate this sentiment to Leonardo like 10 minutes later. This movie is full of missed opportunities, and that's my biggest gripe with the movie. It's solid, it's a solid movie, but so many things prevent it from being truly great. Anyways, here comes the boring plot. April brings a statue to her boss, Max Winters, yada yada, but we do get introduced to a great character, Casey Jones, who's also voiced by Chris Evans. And it's awesome. I wish he was in the movie more, honestly. He's such a sincere character. I like him a lot. And we also find out that Max Winters is using the foot, not my foot, not today, the foot, led by Karai now, to capture the 13 monsters that were released from the portal thingy at the beginning of the movie. And right after, we get a genuinely great scene between Raphael and Casey, where Raph is like, honestly man, I'm tired of Leo. I hope he fucks off. And you know, seeing this movie after seeing Mutant Mayhem gives me crazy whiplash. Because these brothers are falling apart, but they genuinely kinda act like they hate each other. I'm being completely for real. Only Donnie and Mikey are chill, but it feels more like they tolerate each other. The turtles in this movie are honestly girl bossing, gaslighting, gatekeeping, but you know, I get it. They're going through shit, families aren't perfect, whatever. Anyways, Leo comes back. Bro jumps out of a fucking plane, glides through the ocean.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
And then swims into the suit. CJ, play the fucking clip.
Tell him to bring out the whole ocean. Tell him to bring out the whole ocean. Tell him to bring out the whole ocean.
stop being so goddamn cool. That's my fucking goat right there. And so everyone's happy to have him back. Michelangelo gives him like this big hug, and even Raph says hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Must have taken a lot of effort. Now, as Max Winters revives his brothers with some stone, I really don't care about this dude, the turtles are off to train. And man, we get some really cool wide shots of the turtles just in the city, in their environment. It's dope as hell. And they stumble upon the toesies, the foot, fighting this giant monster. And here's the thing, when the turtles appear, they start fighting the foot, and it's really cool. And then the foot just fucks off. Out of context, this is crazy. It kind of sounds like literal turtles are fighting someone's foot. If you have no context of the Ninja Turtles, this sounds insane. I genuinely don't understand why the foot just leaves. Like, isn't it their job to capture the monster? I guess if anything, they're waiting for the Ninja Turtles to wear the monster down or something, but they fully leave the scene, so I guess not. Anyways, once the foot leaves, the sickest fight ever starts. I'm not joking, it is so cool. Raph is so awesome here. It always helps that he's voiced by Nolan North, and check this shit out. Raph dives from the building as the monster is crashing story by story with Mikey and Donnie. You cannot make something more cinema if you tried. It's like impossible. And that's what I'm saying, like this movie has so many moments that are peak fiction, but a lot drags it down that prevents it from being so. And then the turtles fucking die. Imagine they actually died there. That'd be crazy. I'm so funny. I'm so funny. CJ, give me the clap thing. You know, the clap sound effect? I need that. Anyways, the monster wins, only to get defeated by Max Winters' stone generals. Yeah, that's right. Winters has been able to resuscitate his generals. Oh, actually, I forgot about it. Let me talk about this. The movie has this scene later on where April reveals that Max Winters is that warrior from the beginning of the movie, and it's treated like this big reveal.
Like 3,000 years ago, some great warrior actually found a portal.
Like, dude, no duh that this is the guy from the beginning of the movie. You're telling me that the one big dude who has that fucking Dorito-shaped body, who has the same body type as the warrior from the beginning of the movie, isn't gonna be the warrior from the beginning of the movie? Come on. The audience isn't dumb, you know? My conspiracy theory is that all the context from the beginning of the movie, including like what happened with the Ninja Turtles in the past, was added late, and the movie was actually supposed to start with Leonardo in Central America. I think that the entire scene with the warriors 3,000 years ago was supposed to only be revealed here, in this scene in the second act. And we slowly uncovered this plot with the turtles. It isn't told to us right from the start, it is a genuine reveal, and I wish the movie actually did this. And in general, I feel like a lot was cut out of this movie, but we'll get to that later. So the stone giants capture the monster, and the turtles are back to being kick-ass vigilantes. Remember that word, okay? Vigilantes, because that's what they are. So Winters mentions that he needs the remaining 12 monsters, and he's gonna use his stone generals and Karai to get them for some nefarious reason. We then cut back to the turtles, still recovering from their encounter with Bigfoot, I don't know, fucking cocaine bear, and we get the best joke of the movie.
It looked like your mom, dude. That would make her your mom too, doofus.
That's a lie. I just rewatched this too. Two of the best jokes in the movie. Bro, why are you so angry? Why are you eating your cereal like that? Relax, bro. Cuts to Leonardo just casually eating so calm. It's so good. Once Splinter finds out that the boys are sneaking out, he scolds them and is like, yeah, this is why I said you aren't allowed on the surface. And Raph's like, we gotta get out there and find out who's doing this. And then Leo replies,
save the brute vigilante junk for that night watchman.
Here's where I want to get into this, because for the whole movie, Leonardo is like just complaining about the Night Watcher. He hates the Night Watcher, and like, why? He says it's because like the Night Watcher is a vigilante, but Leo, you know, you're a vigilante too. You know this, right? You were literally saving people in Central America. People were calling you the ghost of the jungle. You're a fucking vigilante too, dude. The Ninja Turtles in general, they're also vigilantes. Like, they're not the police. Like, what? It's such a weird plot point to me. So as the Foot and the Stone Generals capture a ton of monsters, Raphael tries to capture one with the help of Casey, only to get absolutely fucked up and left with a massive, like, shuriken type thing lodged into his turtle shell. So the turtles go to Casey and April's place because that's where Raphael's body is, and Michelangelo, you sweet soul, you are so fucking annoying in this movie.
Nice pad, kids. Oh, hey, Raph.
Like, dude, you don't know what happened to your brother. Like, he's lying on the floor with something sticking out of him. Like, come on. I love Michelangelo, but he is so just annoying in this movie. I don't know how else to describe it.
Blah. Anyone for dessert?
Like, he's meant to be a funny character, but he's also meant to be probably the most sincere, genuine turtle. In the movie, he has the, like, annoying stoner type of archetype going for him. It's really odd. And anyways, this is the scene I mentioned earlier. They discover that Winters is behind this because that's what was in the tranquilizer that Raph got hit with, and the stone weapon thingy that's lodged in his shell has South American markings. So yeah, that's where they discover that Winters and the Stone Generals are behind this, and it would have been cool if that was an actual reveal, but it's not. It was just very obvious from the start. And then Raph quits the team, and it's like, he's gone because Leo has the gall to be like, we should ask our dad if, like, he's okay if we investigate this. You know what? Fuck you! Fuck you, Leo! I hate your guts so much, bro! Eat my balls! I literally was just like, hey, maybe we should ask our dad. And then he leaves.
Fine then. I quit.
Raphael is so unhinged in this movie, but Leonardo's also super fucking annoying. Like, they're both so annoying. But then we find out that Max Winters, the guy we assumed was the bad guy this whole time, is actually trying to use the portal again and collect the 13 monsters and all that to turn his brothers human again. He also hates his immortality because, well, he's been stuck on Earth for like 3,000 years, you know? He wants to remove immortality from his brothers, something that the Stone Generals are like, we kind of love being immortal, so that's where the conflict is. So now, the movie has become family versus family. Who will win? Stay tuned. We have reached that part of the movie. We made it, baby. The part you've all been waiting for. It's finally here. Raphael versus Leonardo. When we fucking die and are like 6 feet under, this part will live on in infamy because this scene is so iconic. It won't even live on in infamy. It'll just live on by being famous because the scene is fucking awesome. Raphael suits up as the Night Watcher while Leo goes out to look for Raph because, you know, he just quit. Raphael manages to find the 12th monster at this diner, and we get just the cutest friggin' monster ever, who's actually just terrifying. Like, it won't stop running around and biting shit. It's basically a chihuahua. So Raph is able to beat the shit out of the little monster and get him out of the diner. And once he goes up to the diner worker, the worker just shits himself. Not actually. Imagine this whole movie, it's like, you know, like it's still a kid's movie, and then out of nowhere you just get like a really graphic shitting scene. Anyways, the diner cook is terrified out of his mind, and then once Raphael hands him, you know, the cash registered money, he's like, no, keep it. Like, you don't kill me. Raphael is like, don't worry, like, I'm a good guy. And then boom. Leo's outside. Awesome shot, by the way, and man, it's about to go down. So Raph runs away from the diner and Leo starts giving chase. And we just get this amazing chase sequence that has not aged poorly at all. And I know that contradicts what I said right at the beginning of the video where, like, the CG is dated, but let me explain. That's the case for daytime stuff, you know? But at night, stuff is obscured, and because of this more distinct dynamic lighting, it pretty much makes everything look more realistic, and so this entire sequence looks absolutely gorgeous, and best of all, rain. You want to know the tip on how to make something cool? Rain. Just add rain, it makes everything 10 times cooler. I'm not joking. Leo corners the Night Watcher and he starts monologuing about how what he's doing is stupid, and bro, why are you hating? You do the exact same thing with your brothers. Leonardo in this movie, I swear to God, is like the biggest hypocrite of all time. I'm so sorry, bro, but it's true. And I think that honestly, stuff must have been cut from the movie because it makes no sense. I think that the Night Watcher was supposed to be scarier and more violent. Like, we're not talking Batman, we're talking Punisher. Raph in this movie is kind of an edgelord, like he's one bad day away from just kicking his brother's asses. And so if we had seen more of the Night Watcher genuinely being a terrifying character, the diner scene would make more sense. That's why the dude is so scared, and that's why Leo is so insistent on the Night Watcher being a bad guy, despite them both being vigilantes. And that means that Raph's arc is not just about, I guess, realizing that Leo's right and that he's been an asshole, but about being open with his family and not giving in to anger and hurting people. That would give this scene more significance than it already has. But besides that, oh my god, don't even get me started on this scene. It's iconic, it looks gorgeous, and the dialogue is killer.
Funny thing about anger, let it consume you, and soon enough,
Lose sight of everything.
This is what animated movies should be. Nolan North, James Arnold Taylor, voice actors, voice acting. Voice actors know exactly what they're doing. They act with their voice. Like, that's the whole point. So the performances in this movie by voice actors are so juicy. Like, just listen to this shit.
I was training to be a better leader for you. Whoever said I wanted to be led?
Anyways, once Leo finds out that Raph is the Night Watcher, they're like, oh, okay. I'm actually gonna kill you now. I'm not kidding around. They genuinely try to stab each other and murder each other. Like, they're trying to kill each other. They go for kill shots multiple times in this fight. It's actually insane. And honestly, it goes hard. It goes so hard. I'm imagining this happening in like the Mutant Mayhem universe, and I can't see it. It's that crazy. It's so insane. It's so intense. So they fight for a bit, and Raph uses his size to break Leo's swords, and finally he realizes, oh no, I'm about to murder my brother. Oops. And he runs away, maybe crying. I don't know, the rain might have been obscuring the tears, but like honestly, I would be crying too. I'd be like, wait, I just tried to kill like a family member. Am I insane? Right after this, Leo gets captured by the Stone Generals because he can pass off as the 13th monster. You know, because he's a mutant turtle. The Generals, by the way, are using Leo as the 13th monster because they don't want Winter's Endgame, to turn them back to real people, to come to fruition. So they're gonna do a little thing I like to call lying. So once Leo's captured, the Turtles regroup, Raph accepts that he was wrong and that family's important, and this becomes a Fast and Furious movie.
Salute me, familia.
As the Turtles go to recover their brother in Winter's, like, giant building in the city, Casey and April, now fighting alongside the Foot because they don't work for the Stone Generals, they work for Winters, go find the 13th monster, which is a massive friggin' beast. I don't know where it's been hiding this whole time, but now it's here. And I have a genuine question. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention to the movie, but hear me out. Supposedly these monsters have been on Earth like for 3,000 years, right? Why are they all just now showing up again? And why are they all specifically in New York? Like, are they attracted to like where the portal would drop? Right? Why is the portal dropping in New York too? Like, weren't they in front of like a weird South American temple in the flashback? I'm thinking too much about this movie. I don't think it even matters. I will say that past Leo and Raph's fight, this movie, it's just peak all the way through. Like, we get all the character moments except from Donnie and Mikey because, you know, the movie hates them. We get all this like really cool action. It's so fun. Like, the movie can really drag. So once the plot gets going, it gets going, which makes me think of how if someone was captured earlier, the stakes would immediately become higher. And if you're not going to use Mikey or Donnie in the movie like at all, then maybe have one of them get captured. And so Leo and Raph can debate over that until then they finally somehow realize that family is important and then they have to focus on I don't know. I remember the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. And in that movie, Raph gets captured at the end of the first act, and I think this movie should have done that. The stakes would immediately go so much higher if, you know, someone got captured earlier. So yeah, the fight sequences are very, very cool. The performances go hard. They manage to get the 13th monster in the portal, and the day is saved. Karai also teases a sequel, which never happened.
Savor your victory tonight, for soon we will have further business together.
Like she goes, we'll meet again, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, in like better terms because we're friends now. We just know it's about Shredder, but like, what do you mean? We'll never know. We will literally never know. Oh, and Max Winters becomes Tinkerbell? So the movie ends with Raph giving up his Night Watcher persona, and he puts his helmet in a trophy room where we see props from all 3 Ninja Turtles movies. It's honestly a really cool tribute. I love stuff like that. It's just really cool, and it solidifies that this movie is somehow in the same timeline as those movies. And as the Ninja Turtles run off into the night, the movie ends. And that's it. I love being a turtle. So my thoughts on this movie. You know, I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. A bit of it was because of nostalgia, but it genuinely is a solid movie, and I think more people should talk about it. That being said, it's still not like great. Like it's a good movie. Like it's solid, but it's not like really good, or it's not, oh, this was a great movie. It's like, this is a good movie. It has moments that are like really good and other moments where it's like, can we skip to the next scene? This is so boring. Sadly, April is kind of boring in this movie. Casey can be kind of boring in this movie, and I feel like it's not necessarily because they're boring characters, but because their plot lines, which are connected to Winters, are just kind of lame. They drag like crazy. You know, it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun engaging with this thing from my past. Let me know if you want to hear me talk about Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie or like Mutant Mayhem, or if you don't want any more Ninja Turtles content from me, like ever. Like, I don't mind. I would make a video on like the 2003 Ninja Turtles, but that's like 5 seasons. So that would take a while. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to check out Interstellar Ranger Commence. Remember to also download Raid Shadow Legends. Use the link in the description. Again, Interstellar Ranger Commence is the animated series Browntable is making. Episodes 1, 2, and 3 are out. Thanks so much, Pink Queen, for this Art of Hope Griffin from the show. I love her expression, and I love the little she toy. That's awesome. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, patrons, for supporting the channel as well. Y'all really do be saving my ass. Especially for this past month, it hasn't been easy for me, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting me. And remember to subscribe and turn on notifications to become a chair and join the Browntable. So, thanks for coming to the table, and I'll see you all next time.